In Africa, a moment has shaken hearts and minds. Just days ago, a young leader stood before his people, and what happened next left the crowd in silence. A powerful voice soon followed, speaking words that felt like fire. It is a story of tears, truth, and a future yet to be written. It is with deep respect and care that we bring today's story. In Burkina Faso, a young leader, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, spoke to his people. He stood before them with tears in his eyes. This was not a small moment. It was a moment that showed the weight of leadership, the love for Africa, and the pain of seeing a continent divided. His tears were not a sign of weakness. They were a sign of courage, honesty, and deep care for the people. Captain Traoré is one of the youngest leaders in the world. He dreams of an Africa that is strong, united, and free. He speaks about food, schools, and safety for every child. He wants people to have clean water, jobs, and a future filled with hope. Yet, as he speaks, his eyes fill with tears. He sees that Africa is still suffering. He sees that the continent is rich with gold, oil, and land, but many of its children are poor and hungry. This truth breaks his heart. At his side, Professor PLO Lumumba, the well-known African scholar and speaker, also takes the stage. He does not cry, but his words cut like a sword. He says Africa is splitting apart. He says that the truth is being hidden and people must wake up. He warns that if Africa does not unite, it will remain weak. If it does not tell the truth, it will remain under the control of others. PLO Lumumba's speech is powerful. He says, "The tragedy of Africa is that we have everything, yet we remain poor." He reminds people that Africa's land is full of minerals, crops, and energy. But those riches often leave the continent. Foreign powers take them. Leaders make deals that do not help their own people. And while the world grows richer, Africa's children still suffer. His voice is sharp and clear as he speaks this truth. He tells the people that Africa must rise on its own feet. He says young men and women must learn the truth of their history. They must not be ashamed of being African. They must not wait for others to save them. He says, no one will develop Africa for Africans. Africans must do it themselves. These words are strong, and the crowd listens closely. Captain Traoré's tears and PLO Lumumba's words come together. One shows feeling, the other shows reason. Together, they form a message. Africa must stand up. Africa must unite. Africa must speak the truth. Lumumba reminds people of Africa's past. He says, we were divided by colonizers. Our borders were drawn by strangers. Our wealth was taken by others. He explains that this history is the reason Africa is still weak, but he also says this can change. He says, history does not have to be destiny. We can choose a new path. He calls on leaders to be brave, honest, and willing to serve the people. The crowd listens in silence. Every word matters. He warns them not to follow leaders who lie. He warns them not to be tricked by promises of money or power. He tells them, a true leader serves, not steals. A true leader builds, not breaks. His words are like fire. They light up the minds of those who hear him. He also talks to the youth. He says, the future of Africa belongs to you. You must read. You must learn. You must think for yourselves. Do not wait for jobs to be given to you. Create them. Build them. Be proud to be African. He says young people must dream bigger than before. They must not be afraid. They must rise. Captain Traoré listens too, wiping his tears. His emotion and Lumumba's wisdom give the moment even more meaning. One speaks from the heart. The other speaks from the mind. But both are clear. Africa's destiny must be in African hands. PLO Lumumba does not shy away from truth. He says, we are betrayed by some of our own. He tells the crowd that corruption and greed eat away at nations. He says, if leaders keep stealing, Africa will never rise. He says, the enemy is not only outside, the enemy is sometimes within. His words are strong, and they shock many, but they are words that must be said. He also speaks about unity. He says that African countries must not fight each other. They must trade with each other, help each other, and stand together against outside pressure. He reminds them that a tree standing alone can be cut easily, but a forest cannot. He says Africa must become that forest. As he continues, he shares hope. He says, Africa's day will come. But it will only come if we believe in ourselves. He calls this a mission for every person: teachers, farmers, workers, and children. Each has a role, each can make a difference. Captain Traore's tears are not silent anymore. They become the symbol of this mission. They are tears for every child without food, tears for every mother without medicine, tears for every young man without work, tears for every village without water. They are tears of love for Africa. The news of this moment spreads quickly. People talk about it. Some say it is the most moving speech they have heard. Others say it is the most painful truth they have faced. But all agree, it is a moment Africa must remember. It is rare to see a leader cry in public. It is rare to hear a scholar speak with such fire. Yet when they come together, the meaning is clear. Africa is at a turning point. It can continue to suffer or it can rise. The choice must be made now. The story is not just about Burkina Faso, it is about all of Africa. From the deserts of the north to the forests of the center, from the rivers of the west to the mountains of the east, the message is the same. Stand up, be strong, be one. In homes across the continent, families listen to these words. Some feel pride, some feel sorrow, but most feel a call inside their hearts. They know that the future depends on them. The speech of PLO Lumumba, joined with the tears of Captain Traore, becomes more than just a moment. It becomes a symbol. It becomes a cry for unity, for justice, for truth. It is a message that Africa must hold close, today and tomorrow. This is not only a news story, it is history in the making. It is a moment when Africa looks at itself in the mirror and decides who it wants to be. Will it remain divided and weak, or will it rise and shine? The answer lies in the hands of the people. And so we close this report with the reminder. The tears of Captain Traore and the words of PLO Lumumba join as one. They ask us all to listen, to care, and to act. They remind us that Africa is not poor, it is rich. Africa is not weak, it is strong. Africa is not lost, it is waiting to rise. Stay with us until the end to hear every detail of this powerful story. If you care about truth and change, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so more people can hear it too.